Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. Today we are back inside of Anytype because I found a I don't know whether or not it's a new feature, but it is new to me and I wanted to show you how it works and also what it can be used for. So let's jump out of my shared space right here and into my YouTube test space. I'm starting to get many spaces here. Let's jump into my YouTube test space and let's make a collection because the thing I want to show you inside of here is the new view inside of collections and databases that allows you to have a graph view in your collection, which is really cool. So let's just make a test collection, or let's call this test database. For the sake of this video, let's just create a couple of objects, test, like this. And here we have our database. And if we jump into here, you can actually change the layout of this from a grid to a calendar, gallery, list, Kanban, but the new one right here is actually a graph view. And here you can see a graph view of your different notes. So if I just go in and I add another one right here, we can open this up and we can call it test. And we can jump back. So let me just do that. You can see that these are starting to appear. One thing to note about this graph view right here is the fact that I wouldn't recommend just having a graph view as a view inside of your database because it is a bit hard to work in. So just to show you an example, when I press new right here, you can see that everything disappears. I have to zoom back out and I have to find the specific thing to jump into it, which might be a little hard. It is at least more difficult than just having a simple list or table view to work from, or even a Kanban view. So I wouldn't recommend having this as your only view inside of a database, but it is a great view to have. Now you can see that I have three things inside of here. What I would personally do is have a grid view like this and have that over here, and I would also have the graph view. So I could see through all of my notes in a graph view. As you may know, Anytype already has a beautiful looking graph view, but I wanted to add one inside of my database as well. And why do I want to do that? In order to show you, I will just jump into my personal space right here. And let's jump into my resources if I can find it and add a new view right here and use the graph view. So the way this works and the reason for why I wanted to show you in my own resources database is simply because I have a lot of notes here, and these notes do not necessarily have backlinks because I haven't been good enough at going through them and see how different things are linked together. But I am a big believer of graph view as a way of adding serendipity into your notes, and that is exactly what a graph view inside of here does. So there is a difference between having this graph view because this links everything together, so everything from my tasks and how they are related to my resources or my ongoing projects. And it just links everything together. So every YouTube video is linked to a resource, is linked to an app, and so on. And what that actually does is that it sort of gets too much for me to manage to go in and to figure out how different notes are connected, and it doesn't necessarily add any creativity to my notes. I like to use my notes as a way of being more creative, and the how I do that is actually inside of my notes. I like things to be linked, so different ideas I might have are linked together, and I may see that some piece of this is missing and I need a new note, and that is how I actually work through my notes. I do not necessarily do this inside of Anytype, as I've said before, because I have a different use case for Anytype than most people. It is not just for my knowledge management. I use something else for that. I am using this mainly for my shared space, which I am building. And if we now take a look at this, nothing here is connected, but let's say I wanted to connect something to this. I think I have a note here, and now this should be connected if I jump back into the graph view. So if I now zoom back out, you can see that these are connected. One thing I do not like is the fact that when something gets connected to another, it just disappears over here. But that is something that will become easier over time when everything suddenly is connected together. But you can see how these now are connected, and this allows you to see not only how your workspace is connected together, but also your different notes inside of a collection or a database set. So this is a really cool feature that allows for serendipity in your notes, and with applications like Anytype, it is so easy to lose that part of your note-taking experience because the graph covers everything, and most of us do have our tasks, maybe our projects inside of here as well, and this creates a huge looking graph view. We might even have people in here as well. So the graph view right here, the Anytype graph view, will become saturated, and there will just be too many things inside of here for us to actually go through our notes and figure out how our notes are connected. The graph view inside of this uh, changes things a bit because you can introduce serendipity to specific parts of your workspace, which is a feature I like a lot. And there is a new update going on here as well. I'm guessing some bug fixes here, but that's the thing I wanted to show you. You have now different ways to connect your notes together and inside of your different collections. I will just go ahead and delete these because these are not actually connected. So this is a feature you might want to use to add more serendipity into your notes. I will update this later, but this introduces a new way to add serendipity into your notes, and you could go ahead and do this for every single one of your collections and databases. In my case, I think this is a lot better for note-taking and a Zettelkasten system. So you could actually add your own Zettelkasten database inside of your Anytype workspace. So you could have tasks, projects, and everything, and you can add a Zettelkasten system on top of that using a collection. Just let me know if you want me to demo that and make a Zettelkasten system inside of here. And if you add the Kanban view with cards as well, that would actually look really cool and would probably be one of the better ways I've seen a Zettelkasten system implemented into an app like this. So this is again a really cool, neat feature. People might think of it as a gimmick, but I believe that it actually has some merit to it using a feature like this. So let me know if you want me to dive deeper into it. Comment down below and I will try to get to it as soon as I can. And if you have any questions, please do comment it down below and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you again quite soon.